It's looking worse than people anticipated for the MCU. Over the last few weeks, we've seen as predictions that have been coming out from Disney internally and, of course, other sources externally have been dropping drastically for the Marvels. We're not going to see a big spike like we did for the original Captain Marvel, where they used their sort of marketing campaign of Brie Larson being targeted by the bigots in order to propel it to a $1 billion box office result. People went and checked out that movie like rubbernecking a train wreck, and that's exactly what happened. Now, after this, people have gotten burned out on Disney's woke politics, their feminism. They're replacing every single character with a strong female lead. South Park really nailed it right on the head when they did their Panderverse with put a chick in it and make it lame and gay. That's exactly what The Marvels is. Advanced reviews are showing exactly how bad this film is. People are calling the writing corny. They're saying that it looks just like a Disney Plus show, but on a bigger screen. That's not good news for the Marvel Cinematic Universe here. But let's get into the numbers, because this is dismally low at the moment, and Hollywood Reporter, a mainstream company, actually came out and is agreeing with the fact that The Marvels is failing like none other before. Here it is. The Marvels may only muster 60 to 65 million in the box office opening, a near low for Marvel Studios. Now, I've heard Disney internal projected numbers are closer to 50 million just from other sources that have come the past couple weeks. So that is a big drop less. We're talking a 20% drop from what the Hollywood Reporter is saying. But even someone that's Access Media, that's shilling right here, has to admit that this is going to look like a failure right here. So 3 weeks ago, The Marvels was tracking to open 75 to 80 million at the domestic box office. While not a huge sum for a Marvel Cinematic Universe, it was a respectable number. That's, damage control right there in talking about it. Now, however, the female-fronted superhero pick. Now, look at how they're talking about this. It is a future is female MCU feminist movie. You got to remember this. May only clear 60 to 65 million, what would mark one of the lowest starts ever for Kevin Feige's Marvel Studios. And one source, the Quorum, is predicting south of 60 million. We've also heard, of course, like I said, there's other ones tracking closer to 50. So here it is. Brie Larson's Captain Marvel launched to 153 million in North America. That's a drop by like 60% to this level. That's absolutely crazy to look at if you're trying to pay attention to this. The Infinity War, of course, did even better than that, and so this is where they've fallen to. Now, of course, the media is already getting their deal right here. They're blaming superhero fatigue, and The Flash debuted to 100 to 55 million. We'll get into what The Flash has to do with this very shortly, but it's not superhero fatigue, my friends. It's very obvious what's going on here. Disney's put out bad movies over and over again. Disney's put out bad Disney Plus shows over and over again. People have gotten bored of it, not because they're superheroes, but because of all the connecting multiversey things. It feels like none of these movies are actually for the sake of the movies, but they're trying to just tell you, hey, watch this because it's connected to the next thing. Well, the next thing, just watch this because it's connected to the next thing. And on and on and on, to the point where it's like, okay, well, none of these movies actually stand on their own. Nothing's memorable or good about what we're watching in any of these things. And already, like I said, advanced reviews are showing that this is one of the worst Disney movies yet. Now, superhero fatigue is not a deal. The Flash suffered from the same thing. It was a movie about a multiverse. The Flash had Ezra Miller, who was just a cast problematic actor as well, who's had all these struggles that nobody wanted to actually go see. He couldn't promote the film because of that, just like Brie Larson is toxic to fans as well. And so you have very much similarities there. Now, the Flash bombed like none other at its level. And what we're seeing in advanced ticket sales is that the Marvels is at about 5 million on that. The Flash was at the exact same levels. So while the Hollywood Reporter is saying that this is probably going to open to 60, 65 million, it's more likely going to hit that 50, 55 million that the Flash did on its opening weekend, which is a disaster for Warner Brothers, which has a lower budget than Disney and Disney Marvel on this stuff. So that's even bigger of a loss for Disney. Oh my gosh, this is the biggest train wreck we've seen to date. It's going to only get worse as reviews keep piling in, and we're seeing exactly how bad this film is. Oh my gosh. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.